Well, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folarin. It's conceivable that the whole nation might be on tender hooks on this security issue, and I'm referring here to the students of Greenfield University in Kaduna, the 17, out of the number initially abducted, the 17 that are being threatened with death unless the government comes up with 100 million naira. And indeed, as if to add cheek to the whole matter, they've even thrown in 10 bikes. Or, as one of the headlines in the papers this morning is saying, we will kill 17 students. 5 have already been killed after they had warned. It's like people didn't think that they would actually go there, that they would actually do it, but it has been done. Of course, the governor in Kaduna, Governor El-Rufai, says no deal. No deal at all. The government of Kaduna, as a policy, a fresh policy, will not negotiate with bandits. I said a fresh policy because it's not as if the government hasn't actually paid before in the past, and nothing has come out of it but betrayal of our trust. So here we are now, and we don't really know how it's going to turn out. My guest this morning is Mr. Dennis Amakre. Dennis Amakre is a retired DSS Assistant Director and Security Consultant. Good morning, Dennis, and thank you very much for coming. This is a real conundrum, as the Igbo people will say. How do we go from here? Let's even start from, isn't this the definition of terror? We have kids, they are alive, and you are killing them. They are now 17, and you are threatening society at large that these 17 will be killed unless our demands are met. In Nigeria, I dare say we've never seen this kind of a thing before. Is there still an ordered society? Well, how did we get here? Maybe we can even look at some of the issues as to what happened in the past, that payments were made and that betrayals followed. I thought there's a method to all of this. Dare I say madness?
There's no bigger madness that we're having right now, especially with these school children. We've done everything very wrongly right from the beginning. We did, because we didn't follow the right procedures. Many people don't understand that kidnap and ransom it's a process. It's a serious process, need to be followed. And when the kidnapping itself happens, there should be a very good negotiator. And then, of course, the government itself need to have a policy on kidnapping, so that you will either decide that you are not going to pay ransom, or you are going to be paying ransom, or you are going to negotiate but not pay ransom. These are all different forms.
And it seems that from these forms, the government in Kaduna has said that we are not paying ransom.
Yes, because Governor Rufai has been paying before. He has been paying. In fact, his own he was paying protection money when they were not even taking hostages. He was just paying them, stay away from my place, don't hurt anybody, But he find out that they continue coming back to even kidnap now. And that's why he's saying that he's not going to pay.
He is adamant.
He's not going to pay any more. That even if his son was kidnapped, he will tell him that they will see in heaven.
Now, the real conundrum here is that whereas many people will understand the policy of governments who take that stance,
yes,
there still is the complex matter of the individual parents.
Yes. Now, you see, for parents, that's another process. And it is not done in this case. When you are negotiating, you can negotiate with kidnappers. It's the ransom payment that we're saying don't do, but you need to talk to them.
Yeah.
We've had situations where even the Israeli government was negotiating with some terrorist group to release the dead body of their soldier.
But is it too right to say that that's even a political issue that has brought about those kind of situations?
Yeah, sometimes this end up politically anyway.
But here, maybe this is another point of the discussion. This is straightforward criminal, bordering on anarchy.
Yes, definitely.
There's nothing political about it.
Definitely. These are criminals.
Yes.
And that's why sometimes you don't want to even do all this amnesty people were suggesting, because they are criminals. Now, what they've done is that when you are also negotiating with these people, you also will form a team or a panel that will be dealing with the parents, you know, because you need to talk to them, need to tell them how far the negotiations are going, how are their children, because it's very emotional when you come to think about, the children and stuff like that. If you say you're not going to pay ransom again and the parents are there, you need to talk to them. Now look at it. They allowed them to even go and spend 55 million because a professional negotiator
how do you mean?
is not doing
How
it.
do you mean when you say they allowed them? Nobody allowed them.
No, they allowed them in the sense that if the government was in charge, the Kaduna state government, if they were on top of things, they will tell them, okay, we are negotiating with them, but there will be no payment of ransom.
Okay, so
and for the parents, I don't want you to pay ransom because we are going to be working on it.
So you think it's some sort of an omission on the part of the Kaduna state government that has put the parents in the situation of dealing with these people?
Yes, because you are not paying, and you are not talking to the parents. You are not paying the kidnappers, and you are not talking to the parents. And of course, because they are parents, they will have this emotional,
so much so that
connection where they have to go.
They've come up with 55 million.
And you can imagine that kind of money.
After which kids were killed.
Yes, and nobody was released for this 55 million.
No. And now you're saying that the 17 will remain. Bring 100 million naira.
And of course, put bike inside.
You can understand that this will be preposterous to most normal people. But our hearts go out to the parents of these kids.
Yes, definitely.
They are doing all that they can. It's not every parent with kids in university that's going to be able to come up with these horrible figures.
Kind of money
this kind of money.
They have even coughed out.
So it's terrorism, most beautifully defined. You are just, all of those parents won't sleep. Government probably won't sleep, because even though government is being strong, government is being tough. No doubt there must be aches all over.
Always thinking about it.
Yeah, you will always be thinking about it. So where do we go from here? What can we do? And that is the scary part. Are we helpless, Dennis?
There are things we could do. We cannot just sit down and start crying, hold our head and cry, because there are things to do. One, the money that they are asking for, the government has it. Give it to the security agents. Let the security agents use it to soup up themselves, and then pursue these guys.
So, you said something earlier. You said I don't know if you were speaking before we came on air or since we came on air, that there are processes and procedures, kidnap rescue policies and that kind of a thing. So where all things are considered.
Yes, there is no kidnap policy. There is no kidnap and rescue policy.
We don't have any.
We don't have, because I don't see any. Because if we have, you will be seeing these elements I'm talking about. You will be seeing press statements where the parents, will come and they will talk to them. You will see the people that are negotiating, and then you will have the process. At least somebody should be given, besides the parents, somebody should be giving us Nigerians a daily brief of what is going on. But we are not hearing that.
Yeah, but this is where I'm not too sure what organizations like the DSS, is it DSS, is it SSS they are doing. When it's kidnapping, looking at other jurisdictions, I think in the US, if it's a kidnapping affair, the CIA, the FBI becomes automatically involved.
Yes.
And because they are professionals, some of these processes you're talking about swing into action willy-nilly.
Yes.
Don't we have a similar situation
I know that the police has kidnap and rescue. Even the DSS, I think they do, but I am not aware
of where the state it is at.
Yeah,
at
where
this moment.
they are, whether they are working with the Kaduna State government.
Have they
Most
ever
likely
worked?
they are. I don't know.
To the extent that you know, can you recollect that they have engaged in the past in a successful manner before?
Oh yeah.
You think?
Do you know Deputy Commissioner of Police Kiari? You know, that's an ace cop that did fantastic job. He has rescued a lot. He has tracked a lot of them down. Even the National Assembly, the Senate, awarded him, and give him an award. You know, so we have people,
and processes are known.
Of course.
Yet we find ourselves at this pass.
In fact, if anybody is kidnapped right now, the persons you call is the police. You go to the police. Kidnappers will tell you, don't get the police involved.
Yeah,
go to the police.
Of course.
And then, of course, they will involve all these special units.
Okay, let me.
Are involved.
We also have with us this morning our friend Haji Hassan Abdulaziz Sani, communications professional and opinion molder. Good morning, Hassan.
Good morning, Mr. Yori.
Thank you very much.
And good morning, Nigerians.
Thank you very much. He was greeting. He said good morning to you.
Good morning.
Now, you've heard our conversation. Let me just ask you, Hassan, do you think, in the light of what the Greenfield University situation is turning into, is it that Nigeria has become helpless in the face of these terroristic kind of threats, that we will kill 17 children, youths, if you do not pay 100 million and give us 10 bikes as well? Is Nigeria helpless, do you think?
It depends on how you look at it. And what we have seen here is very clear. The message of the head of the bandits or the brigands, the message is targeted at the governor.
Your account is low. Please.
We're going to sort that little issue out. I don't need to say any more. You heard exactly what's going on. So sorry about that. Well, I would have wanted to hear, because again, you see how he started, that a lot depends on where exactly you're looking at this particular, or feeling this particular elephant from.
Yes.
You know, the proverbial story,
exactly,
the anecdotal story.
Elephant,
yeah.
Yes.
Is it the leg you are grabbing as a blind man? Is it the tail you're grabbing as a blind man? Is it the tongue? I mean, whatever. What they trumpet out of. The word escapes me right now. So we have a problem on our hands. I don't know. I want to feel that we are not helpless, but they are calling the law. The criminal elements have taken over and are now dictating the pace of the conversation.
Yes, because we did not start it properly. We waited for them to take the initiative. You know, in hostage negotiation, you can take the initiative out of their hands, where you will dictate what is going on. But when you are at a position of weakness, they've got your people and you are not paying. They've also collected some 55 million and they are on a strong footing. And they will tell you, this is what we want to do.
And some of them, according to videos that cannot be verified, circulating on social media, we don't know if they're actual kidnappers or if they are people acting apart. But some of those unverified videos, you have kidnappers actually admonishing victims' families that it is you that this person is important to. Me, I don't care. Yeah. So if you don't come across in the due time that we have set, sorry, it's done. Now,
that's how they got the 55 million.
Mr. Mohammed Bello in Lokoja. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, yes, Ayeri.
Yes, please go ahead.
Issue of the kidnappers that demanded for 100 million and 10 bikes.
Yes, after they have taken 55 million.
The security Hello?
Yes, yes, please continue.
The security situation in Nigeria is weak. Because why would somebody pick children from school inside bush and the security cannot detect it? An issue of bringing 100 million before this Tuesday, otherwise they will kill them. It's an insult to Nigerians.
Yeah.
It's an insult to Nigerian government. It's an insult to Kaduna State government. Because this is a lie. I sympathize with those children and their parents.
Indeed. Well, Mr. Bello, thank you very much for calling in. It really is a slap in Nigeria's face. Yes. We are dealing with terrorists, and they're trying to get territory, which is not going to happen with the Nigerian army and all the other security agencies. Now you're throwing this in for good measure, and it's like, quite frankly, that's why I asked the question, is it that we are helpless? They are thumbing their nose up at Nigeria.
Yes.
They are saying there is no law is working, because that's what it looks like.
Yeah, because they know that, the security forces are stretched. Even the military itself is very stretched. They've been trying, but that is not good enough, because, recently, just last week, they've been killing some of the bandits and even their leaders, but let them not feel that, the security agencies now, let them not feel that, if we now storm that area, there will be collateral damages, And of course, we've had friends who have offered to help us. And these are the same hostage situations that the Americans came. And of course, the Nigerians helped them to get the people out. So we should be able to now start using all those options that are available to us.
Perhaps there is the matter of national pride as well. As you know, the authorities are...
There is no national pride. Your house is on fire. You cannot be going around being proud.
But in spite of that, the attitude of the authorities is that they probably feel embarrassed about needing to reach out for help.
Well, the president himself has already invited AFRICOM to come here.
Which they say it can be a twin-edged sword.
Well, whether twin-edged sword or not, he has already invited them, and we should pursue that angle and see what we can get out of it.
But those ones, I understand. And they probably, what Nigeria is grappling with ISWAP and Boko Haram and all these people, that no doubt will be where they will be the most useful. But this domestic terror,
don't Yori, try and situate this particular situation.
Okay.
Domestic terror, Boko Haram, ISWAP, Ansaru, and these guys are all the same. They are the same. There is no domestic terror about these people. What they are doing is international, and of course the monies they are asking for are to fund terror, to get more money. So there are no differences between Boko Haram and these guys.
Well, that's on one hand, but there are also people now beginning to muse and wonder aloud that, how are we even sure these are not copycat crimes? That people taking advantage of the situation, mounting their own copycat crimes, and everybody will blame, the people that are the usual kind of culprits. I don't know. Is that also a possibility? Because that happens sometimes.
Yeah, it happens. And if it is copycat, what they would have done was try to sell the hostages, because they don't have the capacity to negotiate or keep them. To keep them or negotiate on their behalf, they will usually sell them to a bigger group like Boko Haram, who will buy them, give them some money.
That kind of thing actually can go on in the dark recesses of all these kind of security issues.
It happens, yes. They will buy them, and then they will now decide to either use them as the female as sex slaves, or they will sell the males, sell them into another, even across the desert into Arab countries.
That is where it even, but you see, none of this is even encouraging. I was looking to be encouraged a bit by some of the things that, but all of these things that you were saying.
No, this is the reality.
We are in a very dire situation.
No, it's very, very terrible.
And it could be spreading. Just yesterday, there was the news that a certain Mrs. Roslyn Edusi, now she's not in government anywhere, she's not in any high-profile university, so people wouldn't hear about it. Now, in Ogun State here, Obafemi Owode local government, at her farm, we understand that she was attacked and kidnapped, and now they're using her own phone to call her sister and say, bring 100 million. A woman, a female farmer, she was at her farm. Yeah. It was in a remote location. So for those of us that are thinking that it is in a certain area, it is not here, it looks like this thing has actually begun to come home, wherever you are in the country.
Yori, let me tell you, let's not, those of us who are in the southwest,
yes,
or even in Lagos, or in the southeast, or even in south-south, let's not think that this thing is in the north.
It's in a distant place.
No, it's with us. It's with us. And I can tell you, some of these people are even around with us here in Lagos. Those boys riding motorcycles up and down, we don't know who they are. They don't even speak Hausa or Fulani. And they are hanging around, watching people, and in the night, they might go ahead and do some kidnap things. Yeah.
Now, one of the responses from the authorities, just for a few more seconds to stay on the case that happened in Lagos State, that is probably not as widely reported, simply because this lady, female farmer, is not, a publicly known person. The state police public relations person there is saying that he wants to assure the family of the victims that we will get them. Now that sounds encouraging. When police say things like that, is it based on the knowledge, the equipment? Because that's part of what the gentleman was saying, the spokesman for the police, Abimbola Oyeyemi. He confirmed that, yes, this abduction has taken place, but we will get them. We're on their tracks. Do they mean those things that they say, are these just police speak for, we're on it?
No. When the police, sometimes when they are under serious pressure, they actually go out and they do it. Like I told you about Kiari, they've rescued a lot of people. They've gone ahead and busted some of these gangs.
So because the public sometimes in their own anger say that the police know everything. Let us stop kidding ourselves. The police and security agencies, they know everything.
Yeah, it's not a matter of being derogatory to the police. The police is doing their best. But one thing, when they say the police know everything, yes, if you want to catch a monkey, what do? You behave like monkeys. So there are monkeys among police people that know this game.
Yeah.
Very well.
Otherwise known as undercover.
Of course.
Cops.
And they will do it, yeah.
I have someone on the line. Who's on the line, please? Okay, Alhaji Hassan, you got back. You were just about to look at the situation of whether or not we are in a helpless place in Nigeria regarding these kidnappings at will and terrorists, so-called bandits, terrorists telling us that they will kill our children if we don't respond to their, demands.
Mr. Yori, we are not helpless.
Yes.
And I have confidence in the system. But the only thing we need to say to the system is to be much more proactive and doing. We all have what it takes to deal with the bandits, get them arrested, and make sure the remaining students were released safely to their parents. Because what we are seeing now, because I listened to the communication of the head of the bandit right from day one. His own is targeted towards Governor El-Rufai for not giving ransom. And he is out to bring him down to his knees to pay ransom, to entreat him to pay ransom anyhow. And thank God, the Governor El-Rufai is not carried away by his threat and blackmail. You can see the problem now. He is setting governor against the people. You understand? I will need to be very, very careful in handling it. Because he is now inciting the governor against Nigerians without looking into grievous nature of paying ransom. It's much more like dealing with an area boss. When you deal with one group, they will go back and organize themselves, another group will come. It's an endless negotiation. And I don't think federal government or state government or any local government have a bulging treasury.
Hassan, let me come in here. Hassan,
appetite of the brigands.
Hassan, let me come in here. You said at the beginning that we are hardly helpless, that we actually, and by we I'm talking of the police and the relevant authorities, we actually have the wherewithal to deal with these matters, if I heard you correctly.
No, I said we are not helpless.
Yes.
The government is so helpless.
It's not.
If they really
So the government is not helpless.
No.
So how do you mean?
There is an arm within the police force that is codenamed Prof. Ada.
Prof. Ada.
Headed by Backchannel.
Yes.
He has recorded a lot of success in this aspect of kidnapping and kidnapping. And I don't think those people are helpless in doing so.
Okay, so here's my question, Hassan. So here's my question, Hassan. So I know you're not a police officer, neither are you a security operative, but here's my question. With such know-how being available, why are we in this situation, so much so that people who perhaps don't know very much about it say that the police know these people?
You see, it has been like that all this while. You see, Nigerian police force has been on a bashing side right from independence. You understand? When you look at the history of police,
yeah,
and because of some bad eggs within the police, that is why there is this problem of trust with the Nigerian police. But we have very, very good, fine police officers that are out to do their job diligently.
But they are not producing any results yet. The point is, no matter how fine they are, sir, this is in no way disparaging the police. It doesn't look like they are in control of this situation, so much so that they are acting by their very existence as a deterrent to anybody who has this kind of an idea. In fact, it looks like, God forbid, there might be people who might be encouraged if, you know, the way things look. So the
only way you can encourage this kind of useless situation, I'm sorry for using that word, is by giving money to the bandits.
Yeah. So
they have started recording success because parents gave money to the tune of 50-something million naira.
Yes.
Yes.
From 800 million naira.
Yes.
They now came back now to 100 million naira. With 10
bikes, motorcycles.
You understand?
I mean, this is really
operational atrocity.
This is really rubbing the corporate nose of Nigeria in it. I mean, where do you make those kind of demands and that they are being made? And in fact, it's embarrassing.
Mr. Ravi, are you aware of the Chibok issue?
Yes.
Because we need to go back to history for us to get to know the historical antecedents of today. In Chibok, the same thing happened. There was negotiation. You understand? In which some of their commanders were released. You understand? And money changed hands. Right from Jonathan era, there was this issue of money changing hands between government and the terrorists. And I don't think that is the best way to go. Because the Chibok one gave them the headway. You understand? I don't think the bandits are sophisticated as the Boko Haram, but they are taking a leaf from Boko Haram. You understand? To demand more from the state government and to boil their armories.
Yeah. Alhaji Abdul Aziz Sani, sorry that the network intervened and we didn't have as much time as we would have liked with you, but I want to thank you very much. We certainly have, gotten immense benefit from the perspective that you also introduced. I want to thank you once more for making time for us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Eri, and thank you, Nigeria.
All right then. So we'll now be able to, take your calls from home as well. It looks like we're caught between, a rock and a hard place. It's a catch-22 situation. Yeah. I understand what you said and what indeed the government of Kaduna is saying. No, we will not deal with these people because of the simple, analysis that it's a blackmailing situation. You pay once, you go on paying for life.
You will.
And everybody else will be encouraged. Yeah. But at the other hand, there are parents who are ready to give even their own life, almost, that their own child should be redeemed. Of course. There are people like that. So they understand also these strictures of law and civilized and ordered society that we're talking about. But it's like, that's my daughter out there. That's my son out there.
Yeah, in fact, the parents should start even learning, because after paying 55 million,
and it has
nobody is released. So why do you want to pay more?
Yeah, but it's a difficult. You understand?
It is a difficult situation.
Catch-20. Ada, how do you see it? Good morning, Ada in Jos.
Hello.
Hello, Ada. Good morning.
Hello, Ada. Good morning, Mr. Yorin. Good morning, Mr. Martin.
Yeah.
Morning.
Let me tell you something. It's really disheartening. You know what? The mistake I'm making is saying that the bandits are different. If you have Boko Haram, I'm telling you, you have number on your platform and any other platform. They are the footballers of Boko Haram. What are we talking about? When we say we are not paying ransom, we are not negotiating with them. Can't we apply emotional intelligence? It's people children that are there. If you want to feel this pain, just assume your child is one of them. That's how I put myself. And because of that, I cannot even eat. So after the governor comes to the television and telling them, you are not paying ransom, you're supposed to be killed, you don't really have to leave, and nothing is done, you didn't rescue them. And you're telling them that your other discussant is saying that we have this ability. What is the capability? We cannot rescue them, we cannot do anything. That is just the truth of the matter. How can we continue like this? After that, they will execute these children, kill them off. And after that, we can't even go after them. After some time release, we didn't go after them. We don't go after any of them. What kind of a country is it? Another republic? It's really unfortunate. It's really sad.
Yeah.
All the time talking about this country. It's really unfortunate.
Okay. Thank you very much for calling in, Ada. And I'm sure Ada speaks very much, for all the mothers in Nigeria, and a lot of fathers as well. Of course. Because let it be said, yes, mothers are known for, their extra connection and all of that. But just about every right-thinking person is frustrated by this. And so whereas with our rational mind, we are understanding it, Ada brings up the matter of emotional intelligence. Yes. That there is that aspect to it too.
Definitely.
Definitely. So this is why we are in a catch-22 situation, and quite frankly, it's agonizing. It's agonizing. What can we do? This is where I asked whether we were helpless. To which Alhaji Hassan says, no, we're not exactly helpless.
No, we are not. We are not. I know, maybe, in fact, that the government must be doing something.
Of course.
Because there is no way we could just be sitting around and talking about not paying or paying. So these teams that have been working and have been successful before must be doing something.
Okay. Chidi in Kafanchan. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Professor.
Good morning. Thank you for calling in.
Good morning, Chief Backchannel.
Good morning to you.
In fact, the situation we have at hand is extremely precarious. So a very, very drastic action has to be taken in order to save the lives of these remaining 17 students. We are all aware that 5 of them have been killed and nothing has happened. 55 billion naira has been sunk in, yet none has been released. What I would have asked the government and appeal to the consciences of Nigerians is to do what is needed at this point in time, because it is a situation, like you rightly said, catch-22. If we fail to do the positive, what is staring these children and their parents in the face is very, very dangerous. And it is not because I'm not the one, or we are not one, you will not understand the situation that we have at hand. Please, for the sake of God, whatever we can do to salvage the lives of these people after this incident, let us show proactivity in securing the state and not reactive measures.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria.
Indeed. Thank you very much.
That's very correct.
Yes, he is, but in Kaduna, where we're talking about right now, they have set today as the deadline, and the government show no sign of backing down. In fact, where the matter is now, there are those who are saying that it's not even an option for the government to back down at this moment.
It's not an option.
It's not an option anymore. So much as this is not the kind of news that the parents of the 17 want to hear, this is where, I don't know, logic, and that is why Ada was, what kind of thing is this?
Yes.
It's like that's where it all ends. So what are we talking about?
You know, I would even suggest by now, by today, a special team must be moving into that area.
Well, for all you know, it might well be. Because
or maybe they are already on their way.
It might well be.
There is no
because
way
they themselves are hearing all of this outcry.
They cannot cow the government of this country down.
And this is another, that's the second arm to it. Who is in charge in this country? Is it the bandits that are in charge, that are going to be giving the lie of the ground and telling us this is what you shall do, otherwise this? So it's a kind of blackmail that, let it be said, excruciatingly so, government is not in a position to acquiesce to.
Government is in a position to do something.
Government is not in a position, I don't know, well, to give them the 100 million?
No way.
That is what I'm saying.
No.
That is what I am
Just
saying.
cancel the 100 million issue.
But,
you know.
Who's on the line? Good morning, Mr. Kesandu.
Good
morning, sir. Quickly, please.
We're not happy. We're not happy in this country. You just said a very pertinent thing. Who is in charge in this country? It is high time the government took responsibility. Let me tell you, I am also an advocate of you don't negotiate with terrorists or bandits, no matter the name you call it. But there is something America do. Behind the scenes, there is what their government normally does. You know, we're not saying you should come to the PVC News, come to this morning and tell us you have negotiated with them, you are giving them 100 million. The answer is no. All we want is results. We want these children to come out of these, the hands of these bandits. You know what you can do? You know how you can do it and even still catch these bandits responsible. I listened to Gumi this morning on AIT Kakaki this morning. There's a whole lot of things these people are not telling Nigerians. And I think it's high time government became responsible and sincere to Nigerians. We cannot continue to have these, our brothers and sisters in the hands of bandits on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I want to tell us some of this. It is quite unfortunate and disheartening. All I'm saying is, government, they know exactly what they can do. There are certain things we should not say on air, and they know it.
All right.
They should do the needful and get these people safe.
Thank you very much.
Nigeria, yes.
Thank you very much, Kesandu. When I said who is in charge in this country, it's a rhetorical question. Of course, government is in charge. But these people are behaving as if they are in charge.
Of course,
and so government,
the initiative.
Government won't take a fall on that.
No way.
No, it's not going to happen.
No.
But that only addresses the half of it that we know, so that this also ordered, well, maybe I should just edit out the word ordered. This society that we have will not collapse. But on the other hand, the life of our children are in balance.
Yes.
And that's something no parent, everybody is a parent, the president is a parent,
Everybody.
The lowliest person in this place is a parent. No parent wants that to be confronting him. And it's them now. It could be any, I said this thing is, you agreed with me that it is true. This thing is moving from where it is thought of as the epicenter, the north. It's now coming down south. I was just narrating the situation. So I'm sure there can be instances like that all over the country that you find. How do we now nip this in the bud, Dennis? How you spoke about a rescue policy, whatever. What can we do that these people don't have the initiative that they seem to have?
Well,
because they're using blackmail.
Yeah, one thing is that, you see, this particular case is not the end of this kidnap situations that we're going to get. So it behoves on all the security agencies, especially the police, to rejuvenate their group, create more than one. I'm sure there are more than one anyway. Create more than one, and then, of course, arm them properly, give them the right equipment, because it's not just guns they are using.
Yeah.
You know, there are other things they are using, other kinds of tools that they are using. Give it to them, and then, of course, let them strategically position themselves in this country and respond.
Because you said the knowledge exists.
Yeah.
I think Alhaji Hassan also said he is sure that the knowledge exists.
No, it does.
Mr. Maduka in the UK, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Uncle Yore.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling in.
It's like Happy New Year and a happy survivor from COVID.
Really? Happy survivor from COVID. Now we need to survive from terrorism.
Kidnappers.
And kidnapping.
Yes. Let me put it this way, Uncle Yore. You know, people talk about negotiation and no negotiation. There is always negotiation.
Always, yeah.
However, the difference here is Nigeria going to negotiate from position of strength or position of weakness? The negotiation governments do all over the world with such people will always be from position of strength. And that is the area we have problems currently in Nigeria.
Mr. Maduka, could you lower the volume of your TV set? It's howling, feeding into your microphone.
It's off completely.
Oh, please continue then.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, the Nigerian army has a responsibility here now, because they are the people who are suffering from this. Because my fear is that our neighboring countries that are now watching what is happening, they can summon up courage one day to attack Nigeria and fight Nigeria, because they are seeing us as a weak nation. Nigerian army should abandon whatever international community has to say and take over all these forests. No matter how big these forests are, they cannot be as large as Nigeria as a country.
Yes.
I believe that Nigerian army, if they roll their tanks into that place, now these people are beginning to kill the hostages. It doesn't matter. People will die. At this stage, the countries, everything about us is at stake. How can these people be giving us conditions? We are the people who should be giving the conditions.
Exactly.
No, Nigerian army should roll their tanks into that place.
Okay.
We're going to remain alive, we remain alive. Because as we are talking now, we are talking about the people they have kidnapped. Before the end of the day or tomorrow, you might hear another hundreds of people being kidnapped into their hands.
Yeah.
So how long will that last?
Yeah.
I'm bleeding here, really.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling in, Mr. Maduka. We didn't even have time for the chit-chats of how's your side over there, because this is very, very serious business.
Totally agree with him. I totally agree with him. This is a crisis situation, and our military should go in there.
So this is no more a police affair, because usually the police, when they go, when the army, a special task force of the army, might go in there, bring the situation to the level where they can hand it over to the police for prosecution.
They can do that. Like when the Americans came here, they were SEALs. They are Navy SEALs that went and rescued that hostage there.
But are there complications? I understand, and you would know better, so correct me if I'm wrong. I understand that really, when you look at it, our own people in uniform, whatever that uniform happens to be, it's not as if they don't know what to do and how to achieve the objective, but that they are operating, so it is thought, with serious strictures. The terrorists themselves are not shy of bringing innocent people and using them as a shield, as a front to prevent them from breaching them. And in any case, it's not wiping out Boko Haram, which a lot of people would think that's what we need to do. I understand that there are some parts of the authorities that are saying that those people are after people as well. When you look at it, there are people as well.
There are colorations that have come into this mix, whereby ethnicity, religion, because there are some leaders in Nigeria,
it's all there,
who are even today, who are in the limelight, who have supported Boko Haram, you know, some of them who have, you know, said that, oh, we are the same religion, you can't kill them. Some Gumi is talking, Gumi is there, and if you remember, Gumi is not an is Boko Haram apologist. So these things are there, and these emotional things are there. But so now when it comes to a national situation like this, I think the military should go in there because and do what they have to do. Because people are becoming so frustrated and emotional that they are saying things that is causing our leaders, from the president to religious leaders, even Tinubu was saying it's a secession, breaking up is not the way to go. And that's because of the kind of things that are being heard out there at the moment. But I think we should even, I see, you know, Yori, I always tell you, if we are talking security, we should leave politics out of it. Okay, let me, Akin, good morning. Akin is in Abuja, right?
Yes.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Dr.
Good morning.
Mr. Abatu. I just want to air something one of the callers said.
Sure.
I think one Hassan or Abdul, something like that.
Okay, yeah, Abdul Hassan.
Yeah, he mentioned that of Jonathan's time, that they paid ransom to rescue the Chibok girls. No,
that's not
the correct. Chibok girls who were released was this administration.
Yes.
If they paid the ransom or not, we don't know.
Okay.
To clarify that.
Okay. Yeah, indeed.
Then two, I support another caller who mentioned that there should be back channels. You don't have to roll in tanks there, bloodshed, kill everybody. No, why you are sounding tough and saying you will not negotiate with bandits? You should have back channels.
That's true.
Kinetic and non-kinetic means.
Yes.
When you are able to rescue loved ones, these are people's children. They gave back to them. They were young, took care of them when they were young. Took them to school. They were the ones who don't want to go to school. Okay, look at these ones who want to go to school. See their face. So they are people's children. You can take them out, and then when you are able to get them released, you bombard that place. That move everybody out of that place. You can't just say it's only one way. No, there was back channels.
All right, then. Thank you very much, Aki. Thank you very much, Aki. For it goes back to what you were saying.
I totally agree with you.
These back channels.
Yes.
But again, this is, security organizations are not in the habit of going on talk shows and telling what is going on.
Why you
so this is why you won't know.
You won't know what is
actually being done.
Exactly.
Because it's unimaginable that they're all sitting on their hands and bemoaning their fate. No doubt they're going to be up and about, but they have put pressure on us. These bandits have put pressure on us by threatening the life of our very youth, that we will kill them, and they have demonstrated that it can be done if you don't come across. It's unfortunate. It's like they're setting up a tragedy, because I think most people will agree that El Rufai is not going to budge. And
I don't think this fight is beyond El Rufai now. I think they should not just think that it stops with him.
Yeah.
The Nigerian government.
So that concept of it's not El Rufai.
It's not El Rufai anymore. I think it should be Nigerian government that should step in there. I hope that they are having their meeting today. The Security Council meeting is holding. In that meeting, I think a resolution should come out.
Good morning, Mr. George. It's been quite a while.
Yes, Uncle Yori. I was not in town.
Good morning.
Good morning, and good morning to Mr. Makari.
Good morning.
Uncle Yori, I agree with Governor Rufai. I'm his fan. Governor Rufai is the only governor we know in this country today that his child is in the public school. Governor Rufai is the only one, too, that we know his administration was the first to announce a cabinet in this country. He does things according to how it should be. He's the only governor, too, who allowed electronic voting in any local government election in this country, and he won majority of the local government, not like others that would always clear all the local government areas. What he's saying, I quite understand. If Governor Rufai was the commander-in-chief, I know that the insecurity in this country will not deteriorate to this level. That's why he's saying he doesn't want to negotiate, because he does not believe that it is beyond the...
Are you campaigning for Governor Rufai?
Well, I'm just saying the truth. If there's anybody that has a contrary or that can prove me wrong, he's free to do that.
Okay.
But if I were him, for the sake of the parents of those children and those children themselves, I would adopt a different pattern. We all know that if he was he's not in charge of the security agencies.
Yeah.
He doesn't have what it takes to deal with these people. So he has no choice for now. If I were him, I would rally around the other governments.
Okay, there's...
So that this insecurity in this our country is addressed.
Indeed, indeed.
That's what I recommend for everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for calling in, Mr. George. So, Dennis, we're going to have to leave it here. It's a very uncomfortable place because we don't know any more than we knew yesterday. All of us, our hearts are still in our mouths, so to speak, metaphorically speaking, in Nigeria, that God, no, let this not be. Let what these people are threatening. Yes. Let God just intervene one way or the other and let those 17 children be saved. But you've pointed out that this is not the be-all and end-all. We resolve this case. God knows how many else are still there that we have to resolve as well.
We should take the initiative.
Indeed, and thank you very much, Dennis. So that's our program today. One doesn't feel happy at all about it, but then unfortunately this is the nature of the news we've heard, and I want to thank all of you that have called in. Ada called in almost representing, as it were, mothers in Nigeria by the way she spoke, and that is the way most right-thinking members of society are thinking. But there are brutal facts on the ground. You can't hand over your government, your administration to terrorists. Yes. It can't be done. So thank you very much, Dennis Amakri.
Thank you very much for having me.
Retired Assistant Director at DSS. Even if you say it is SSS, it's the same, DSS, but now a security consultant. Thank you very much, Dennis.
Thank you.
So that's our program today. Thank you to everybody else who called in. The emergency is still out there. I'm talking about the COVID emergency. If you haven't got the vaccine yet, you need to consider seriously whether indeed you might want to do so. In the meantime, mask up, socially distance, and wash your hands frequently. That's the very, very least you can do. I'll see you tomorrow, God willing. I'm Yori Folani. Bye-bye for now.